back, guys, to another episode of the podcast, The Charlotte Art Tours. This is your host, Tor the Magi, who I have with me is another actress out here in Charlotte. Her name is Kim. What's her last name?
Avery.
Kim Avery.
Yes.
She's like here to talk about her creativity, the passion, the art, and kind of like what got her to this point and everything. Now, Kim, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Great. I'm glad to have you out here. So, as artists, I'm just talk like I feel like we often have to put a lot of our passion into our project, and like it really does. It's not like something that like I feel like you could just automatically have. A lot of well, we do automatically have it, but we don't it's not always impromptu. Stuff like builds. Like, what kind of got you onto your path? If I'm being honest, like to start doing something like this as something as intensive as acting.
Well, I started my acting journey in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I started out later on in life. It's something I've always wanted to do as a younger kid, but it didn't happen for me until later on in life. And so I started in 2015, and that was background work, extra work. And I just started to build and build. I didn't really know a lot at that time when I started. So I pretty much reached out to other actors, took acting classes, which really helped me shoot off on my journey.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so so that's where I started in 2015. Background, extra work, and just worked my way up to speaking roles through taking acting classes and just kind of educating myself on the field altogether, and different acting techniques and stuff like that.
I've always wanted to speak. This is my first time speaking to an actress. Like, it's just one of the things that I've been really interested in personally is like the role of I guess show business, speaking on camera, being able to bring the life that a script needs to a specific a movie or a show or something like that, because someone can make some heartfelt words, but if there's a person that's not able to read it the right way, that's going to express it or do all the actions in their face or their body language and all that, I feel I have great respect for people who can do that. So it's nice to have a person of that craft to come on here and talk about that. And particularly whenever you are getting a role, what are you looking for to kind of put your creative pizzazz onto the mix?
Of the actual character?
Yes.
Well, I usually pretty much study. I first of all, I usually only do certain type of characters. I know my character types. Let's put it that way.
That's smart.
I know my character types, so I usually submit for those type of roles. And normally I don't submit for anything outside. Every now and then I may. So in that, it helps because the roles that I take on are pretty much a part of my life journey, a part of my personality, maybe things that I've been through from an emotional standpoint. I can just pull in from those type of things and build my character. And then, there's research. You always got to do research in building your character. So yeah, those are the type of things I usually do to help me build the character and the emotions.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about how all the different types of crafts that people can possibly bring to the table. If we're talking about their skill of acting, skill of making music, skill of painting, skill of drawing, what is the creative playing field that we have in those the pursuits. And I have a question about as far as so you've done a few roles. They say you started as being an extra. So far, what is probably your most exciting thing, your favorite thing you've done so far?
I would have to say I did an independent short called Sentence to Pray, and I really enjoyed. That was my first lead role. Cool. Yeah, and I played a female who was incarcerated.
Mm.
So just being in that incarceration environment, you know, the real prison type scene, all of that was exciting for me. So I really had to build on that character because I've never experienced that. So I watched a lot of prison movies. I did that and just did a lot of background check on that particular character. But that was one of my most exciting character types that I played.
So it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, like it sounds like really what like popped you off, like to be so like popped your eyes open, is the fact that there's something like new, something interesting. Like that's really like gets you going, like when you choose stuff like this.
Yes, it really does. I love roles that are like dramatic roles. Yeah, just serious type roles. I feel like I fit that character type better. Now I do kind of dabble over in the comedy too. You got to catch me just right for that. But yeah, so that's.
I like that you know kind of like what you like and everything. Did you always know kind of like what like roles that when you were getting into this, what was really like your bread and butter that you wanted to be a part of, or was it just like you just stumbled upon it?
Actually, in the beginning, I really didn't know. I figured I was basically cast typing myself because I figured, I would be good playing somebody's mom. And then, you know, once you take the classes and you start to explore other things in the industry, or, you know, just doing your research, you realize there are other things, there are other character types that I can play other than somebody's mom. So, yeah, I quickly learned that I did not want to be cast type. So, yeah, I just started to practice at home, build my own character types, film my own acting clips. I set up this, and anytime I'm educating myself, I like to educate other actors. Wow. Because I realized when I came into the game that there was so much I didn't know, and there was so much that people didn't want to tell you. So I had to go and try to get it myself, and I always said I'm not going to be the one to withhold things from someone to help them grow. So yeah, but I do my own acting clips. I make up different roles, and what really prompted me to do that was I'm with a talent agency, and I usually submit myself to one of the biggest breakdown services called Actors Access. And I began to realize that I don't have clips to show these people that I can portray this role. So I started to make my own clips right at home in my little tiny apartment. I just started coming up with different things. And I would set it up. If I have to buy props, I would buy props.
Oh, wow.
And I would film it on my phone. And it really helped me. It's really, I'm still doing that. I did one yesterday. So it really helps me a lot. And I just share it, and I want other people to know that they can do the same thing.
Wow. So there's a lot to unpack there. I like the main thing that I'm getting from that is just your enthusiasm for the craft, to even when the doors, like you weren't even, it doesn't sound like you were like at all like, oh, it's not going to work out for me. You knew like, okay, I just need to do a little bit of work for it. So I'm going to work for it. It's going to come to me. There's going to be opportunities, but like, you know, you understood what you needed to do as an artist, as an actress. And I feel like that's just like, if I was going to bring that to other domains, it's like what you were building is a portfolio, basically. It's like, what are examples of my work? And I feel like as actors, we always need to build that portfolio for like bigger opportunities to come. If you're an artist, let's say if you're a rapper or a singer or something like that, some of us want to get signed, or we want to have shows, we have to have that portfolio of work, and we have to be willing to move and do our craft without having a check first. And I think that's really fun. Like the educational value that you seeked out was really what like it kept you. I feel like it was like like it kept you like it satisfied your hunger.
Yes.
Sometimes you still had to go and find it yourself.
Yes.
Because you were like, you had the full spectrum of teach, learn, create. As I feel like we need as artists, and like that really helps you in the cycle of creation and everything. Like, that makes sense?
Yes, it does. And you absolutely correct. That's it right there. Yep.
That's dope. Like I feel as artists in whatever domain we have, we need to be able to have that hunger to keep on growing more. Because a lot of us have the question, like, how do I get these goals? And maybe some people don't have goals all the time. They just have a want to do more and more. Do you have goals? Like, just to ask, like, do you have any goals that you set for yourself to get to this point, or like anything in the future that maybe you have set now, so you didn't have one at the first, maybe you just jumped into it?
Yes, I didn't have them at first, but now, my goals is I want to one day become a director, a producer. I want to film my own film. And that's one of the reasons why I do the little clips, and it's just getting a feel. And I'm always, when I'm on set, it's not just about the actor. I'm checking out what everybody else is doing, because one day I want to be the one filming the film, the director, producer. So yeah.
And like what that does is, like, I feel like anything like that, it gives you that bigger picture type of mindset when you go into any type of environment.
Yes.
And like, I feel like even if you're not trying to be that direct, if you really don't want to be, maybe you're just doing this because you wanted to do it, you still, I feel like if you want to get far in it to like sustain it, because I feel like you always have to be growing to like sustain something, if I'm being honest, because that's just how life is. Like, since you always had that, I'm gonna look at what everyone else is doing and see how that trickles down to where my position in this film or whatever I'm doing in life. That's a really, really good mindset, because it helps you learn so much more and helps you able to make so much more changes in yourself. And like, that can go for pretty much anybody. Like, if you're an artist, like, you're looking at, what if there's a talent scout out there looking at you, like, what would they be looking for? What is the people who are in the top position looking for? It's like, if you want to have a success, what are the successful doing? If you want to get a job, what is the employer doing? Like, it's stuff like that. And I like your mindset. Like, what kind of like cultivated this? Were you just always natural like this, or you have someone in your life that kind of like influenced you, or like, just let me give us an insight on that.
Not really. I didn't really have anyone in my life to influence me. It's just when I started this journey, I was so excited about it, and being that I wanted to do it even as a child and wasn't able to, didn't know the route to take, finally just getting to that point where you're getting all of this information, you're gaining wisdom, it just excites you to be consistent in your craft. And I feel like the only way I could do that, if someone else is not giving me that opportunity, I have to create it for myself. And that's what pushes me to keep going. Because the industry is not easy. I mean, you get a lot of no answers. You get a lot of no's, or a lot of times you're not even looked at. But it doesn't mean you have to just quit. It means you just keep showing them what you're about and what you are becoming. And so that's why I'm like, practice will eventually make close to perfect, because no one's perfect. So that's why I just put the work in. Yeah.
So like, whenever you're, and this is a question about like creating, like whenever you're doing these parts, is there like an ideal, is there like an ideal situation when you come on a set, like certain people that you want around you, like your preparation in the background, your memorizing lines and stuff, like what is like the ideal situation for this thing to come out right in your head?
I want people around me that's a team player. I want genuine people around me that want to see me win, because I want to see them win, that want to see everybody win. And so that keeps your environment in a good place. Because if you have anything other than that, what I mean by negative, it it could cause problems.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what I want around me.
Mm. What's been like the most fun like thing you've done so far?
Oh, I did a true crime TV series probably about a month ago called Payback. It's going to be premiering on TV One. I don't know when yet. I haven't got any information on it yet. But that was fun.
Oh.
Oh my God, it was so fun. It worked me.
Yeah, yeah.
In a way that I've never been worked. But I made it through. And just the fact that I made it through and the director didn't have to say, do it like this or do it like that. You know, I went there, I would say I went there prepared.
No.
But still you don't know what the director wants. So I went there with it all in my head, and I just did it. Like, it was in my head, and I guess it worked because he didn't say, let's redo it or let's do another take or anything like that. It was so fun. It was fun.
There's a lot of research you had to do beforehand too?
No, not really. I mean, I did read about the story because it's a true story. You know, I did read about that and my character. It kind of they gave you some insight on your character.
Yeah.
And I played the victim in this TV series. So and it was another chance to play a lead role. So that was exciting as well. So yeah, I would have to say that was my most exciting role.
So you talk about like, I like that like you're able to talk about like something that you really like. I like when you get so passionate about what you're talking about. I can tell it, like, it makes you happy. But like,
I love it. I love it.
You said that you wanted to do this because like one day you probably wanted to become like your own director on a movie. Like, have you ever thought about like what that would be, like what that would look like if you were to do something?
Not completely. I'm just kind of taking bits and pieces. You know, you learn things on set, you research things, gearing up to take some classes online. So yeah, so I don't know what it looks like completely. It's just something I desire to do. And I'm just going to follow through with it and see what happens.
Yeah. It's like, I like, that's like kind of talking about like, with the artist, like trying to, because one thing that I've noticed about your craft, like just meeting you right now, is like all right, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. All right, that's something that we always have to have as artists. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it.
Yes.
If I need to learn about it, I'm going to go ahead and learn it.
Yes.
And if I need to plan about it, I'm going to go ahead and plan and prepare for it. And
yes.
A lot of times, I feel a lot of us get into like this creation thing, like, yeah, I'm an artist, I'm a creator and stuff, but like we don't have the discipline to like make it something more than just a hobby. And that's okay if you want to do it as a hobby. But then the people who are saying, no, I want it to be more than that, there's ways of like making it more than just something that you just do in the background. You can make this something bigger and bigger. And it's honestly, it's like, if you look at pretty much anything else in the world, how they got created, if we're talking about skyscrapers, we're talking about monuments, they had to learn, and then act and make 1 million marble statues that fell apart before they could make one.
Yes.
And it's like that. Like, you talked about how you were in the background just making films and stuff on your own, just like little clips of you just acting, playing a role and stuff. That's really important. And honestly, now, I don't know if you get into it, but you know, like nowadays we have like social media and like YouTube and like Instagram and stuff like that. You can go ahead and put that stuff on your own time, and like maybe even the stuff that you're practicing for other roles, to get those, you can make a little income or maybe just influence in your perspective, like niche. And that's really cool in the community nowadays.
Yes.
Are you like active at all in like the acting community out here?
I am. I've met a lot of people. I try to stay as active as possible. I'm constantly, submitting for stuff, and that's how you have to be. You have to be consistent with the submitting for different roles, even if you don't hear anything, even if you're not, booked for the role, you still just have to stay consistent. Constantly meeting people. Just waiting to submit for the next role right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to stay consistent, no matter what.
I feel you. because like really like out here, really anywhere. I think we're really blessed for this community that we have. Like it's really just staying out there, and we have a lot of people who are really here to help you and stuff too. A lot of
Yes.
yeah, it's a lot more positive than a lot of other places. I was just talking to another guest, like how in other places in the South they're a bit more private and bear mentality, but up here we have like a lot to like lot to lot to fall back on, a lot of support. That's what I'll say. That's the word I want to look for.
Yes.
And but either way, you still have to go and be at it and be at it and be at it, and like and like you seem like a pretty positive person. Like what has kept your mindset right in that pursuit of what you're working for?
Just the excitement of being able to fulfill my dream of being an actor. Mm-hmm. It's like a happy place for me. Mm. Yeah, so yeah, if I could do it full time and you know keep a roof over my head, I would. But until then, you know, you gotta just do what you gotta do. Mm-hmm. Just stay consistent and stay in the public's eye. You know, presenting your craft to them as often as possible.
No, that's definitely a fact, because like when we're making this art, when we're making creative substance, it's gonna be so long. Like even if it's a business, like we talk about businesses, yeah, they make money, but after a while, yeah, if you want to make money from your art, it makes money after a while, and you have to. Part of being an artist, you have to have that resilience, and like a lot of us don't come to the table with that initially, and we have to be beat into us at times. Life's gonna be like, no, I'm not playing with you no more. You're gonna have to learn how to like take this, because this is what life is. We're gonna have to take some lows, some highs, and everything throughout it, and it's the best for us to develop that. We'll learn. And we're able to do a lot more whenever we're able to just take the L's and turn those L's into something greater. And I'm glad we have people like Kim here to be able to kind of show us like what it looks like, and what like how to really build that, and like really like get to that point of being able to do what you want. Because I feel like we all can build something that we want creatively out here, especially if you have an opportunity in Charlotte. One of the things I always think about is like when I'm out here in the community, like where I came from and everything, and like I would talk about it. Like, but were you born in Charlotte, by the way?
No, I'm actually from down east, a little town called Smithfield, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, I wasn't born.
So yeah, and you didn't do any like art. Was there any seeds of like acting in your DNA from the beginning? Or you just like, nah,
That's
like
funny.
I'm gonna change my life around?
That's funny. It was more so, yeah, I would change my life around, because I had no idea of how to get to, no idea of how to really find out how to get to even start the journey of acting. Like I had no information. I had to get it all on my own. And actually, the way that I fell into this journey was through my daughter. And it was funny because she came home she was in high school at that time, and she came home and she said, "Mom, they're filming a movie in Greensboro, and they need extras. You want to go do it?" And I was like, "Sure." Because I knew that's what I was like, sure. And so we went. Of course, we didn't get picked to do the extra work or whatever. And so they said that they would keep our name on their roster. We went to like a talent agency. And so I think it was about a month after that, I received an email if I wanted to do background extra for a film that was filming in North Carolina. And I was like, okay, is this real or is it scam? Because, there's a lot of that out there. So, me being excited about it, I responded to it, and thankfully it was real and genuine. Yeah. And that's how that all took place. And I got to meet some well-known actors on set. My first time on set.
This is dope. Popping out, like coming out of your show and like just trying for the opportunity. Yeah. Yeah,
and then see the thing that really bit me. I would say I got really bitten by the acting bug was when I made it in the film. So I went to the movie theater to see it, and I was like, So that really did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. And like, we're about to wrap it up here, but I always ask my artists this, like, is there anything? What do you know about like the Charlotte community that's really like kind of kept you here and like really made you happy?
They really believe in keeping the industry, the art industry going. I mean, filming, lots of filming. I've met a lot of actors, different actors through here. I've worked with a lot of people here, and they're just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
They're consistent.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're just about out of time. Before I let you go, is there anything that you want the people to know about?
I would just say stay encouraged to my actors. I would say just be encouraged. Keep putting your stuff out there. Never give up. Don't worry about the no. Don't worry about the silence. Just keep doing your craft.
Mm.
And also, whatever you do, take acting classes.
It really can help out, like pretty much everything.
Yes.
But that was Kim Avery. We've been here on the Charlotte Art Tours podcast. We're about to go ahead and wrap it up. Remember, you can get us at the Charlotte Art Tours on Instagram. We're going to be posting things on YouTube, Instagram, all over there on Roku as well. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.